welcome back to my channel. I've been absent from YouTube for a while, and yes, as you know, I was away on a short vacation with my family through Canada. That's not the only reason I've been absent, but we will discuss all about this in a future vlog because today we have a travel vlog and I don't want to waste any more time. So, on the first day we traveled for many hours to Rimouski and didn't have time to visit anything. We just rented a motel to sleep. This is the motel room we rented with 2 beds. Here we have a desk where we can work, a mirror, fridge, TV, a small table, a microwave, and a place where we can make our coffee in the morning. And here is the bathroom, clean and with everything we need. The price of one night accommodation here was $155. Let's go show you how it looks outside. This is the view from the back of the motel. It's by the water and that was my favorite part here. We stayed here for a while, admired the sunset, and then we went to bed. The next day we went to visit the Pointe-au-Père Maritime Historic Site, where we visited a submarine for the first time in our lives, and then walked around the lighthouse, which we learned is the second highest in Canada. Welcome to the Onondaga submarine. This submarine served in the Royal Canadian Navy and later in the Canadian Forces. It was built in the mid-1960s and decommissioned in 2000. It is now open to the public as a museum where you can explore its interior and learn about its role during the Cold War. As you can see, it is very long, measuring 88.5 meters if I'm not mistaken. There is the entrance to the submarine on one side and the exit on the other. The ticket cost $19 per adult. Okay, here we have the crew beds, very small, the passage a bit narrow, and there we have a torpedo launch too. I chose to show you guys more about the life of the crew on board because the rest is very technical. Here we have a survival suit and again the small beds and the place where the crew lived. I think this is the control room, if I'm not mistaken, where the speed were controlled. We passed to another part of the submarine where the captain's cabin is located. Hello! And this is how it looks. A small bed, a few cupboards, and a small sink. Next, we have here 2 fire control consoles, and several sonars that allow the detection of ships within a radius of 30 kilometers. And there is the periscope. Next is another room of the crew with a table. As you can see, they were playing backgammon, much more comfortable beds, some cupboards, and a fridge. We continue with the kitchen where, if you can imagine, in such a small place, 3 chefs cook for 70 people. And the last room we entered was the torpedo room, where 6 torpedoes were generally transported, and this is one of them. And here are the torpedo launch tubes. This was the submarine, very interesting to see one at least once in life. The second point we wanted to see here was the lighthouse, which was right next to the submarine and which I think is extraordinarily beautiful. We walked by it, we didn't go up, but we admired it from below and learned about it. That is the second highest lighthouse in Canada. After that, we got into the car and left for the next accommodation, which was in Gaspé. But before arriving, we made a few stops on the way at 2 beaches and another lighthouse. This was the first stop at one of the beaches. The wind was blowing quite hard, and I must admit that I didn't expect it to be so cold in this part of Canada. I don't know if it's always like this or not, but I wasn't prepared at all in terms of clothes. The sound of the waves was very beautiful, as were the seagulls, but unfortunately, I had to cut the sound of the video because of the wind. Otherwise, the view was very nice. The beach was big, but the water was quite cold. We stayed here for a while to relax and then hit the road again. The next stop was at this lighthouse, which I can't say I liked more than the other one, but the scenery was fascinating. And the last stop before arriving at the accommodation was at an interesting beach with flat stones where you can finally hear the sound of the waves. Okay guys, before I show you the accommodation, I want to tell you that on this vacation we wanted Ghost, our dog, to be present with us. For this reason, the choice of accommodation was a little limited because, as you know, not all hotels etc. accept dogs. So our only option was to take the trailer that you will see in the following images, but we were very excited because we have never stayed in a trailer before, so we were happy to experience something new. So this is the trailer in which we stayed for 2 nights. Here we have a deck and a table in case we want to eat outside. Here is the entrance. There we have an extendable sofa. The kitchen with everything we need. A table and some closets. Next to it we have the bedroom with a very large bed. Lots of wardrobes. And in this part is the shower. And here is the toilet. So guys, this is the trailer. Before ending this vlog, I want to tell you that we really liked our experience there and we even plan to repeat it again. I will leave you here somewhere the price of the accommodation for 2 nights, and we will meet again in the next vlog with the second part of our vacation. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time!